Tarja. That is a name that I really enjoy saying. Tarja. Tarja. I'm probably saying it wrong and probably infuriating you the more I say Tarja. Tarja? Anyway, meh. Hello, wonderful humans of the internet, how are we? My name is Sam Scott-Thorne and I am a vocal coach based in Glasgow. Now, if you'd like to meet and explore your voice a little more, you can find me on sstvocals.com. I've run out of breath. You can also find me on Patreon and various other social media platforms, and I'll put the handles down below and over there. Over there. Your guess is as good as mine as to what that was. So if you'd like to consider becoming a patron, you have access to things like early release of reactions, you can fast track reactions, become a reaction, there's special roles on my Discord server, and you have access to all sorts of bonus content like my Vocal Anatomy 101 series, wee rants, and all sorts of other shenanigans. So consider becoming a patron and help shape my channel. Okay, we're going to go and listen to Tarja now. This is from Act 1, I think, and it is a live performance of Where Were You Last Night, which I am not totally familiar with. I'm not sure if I know that at all. Heaven is a Place on Earth, which is Belinda Carlisle, which I am familiar with. In fact, if you look here, you'll see I have Belinda Carlisle vinyl in the house. So I put her up for this very occasion. There she is. Hello, Belinda. And Living on a Prayer, which I am very familiar with. So let's just go and have a listen and see what we think. Okay, this kind of sounds like Heaven is a Place on Earth. It kind of sounds like a mixture of Heaven is a Place on Earth and You Give Love a Bad Name. So, who knows where it's going to go, but that's what it's reminding me of. Let's keep going. This is really interesting because there's like an operatic element to her voice. I know there is with Tarja, but she's taken off all of the tilt, all of the vibrato until the very end there. So you're gonna steal, da 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 da. It's very, very like vertical, which is more conversational kind of sound. But she's keeping the elements of that operatic sound, like the anchoring, the lower larynx, the projection quality. So it's really interesting to listen to because it's just needing that little bit of yeah, which I'm sure will come. But yeah, interesting. I love it. I love it. We're getting a little bit more resonance out of this drop jaw sounds that she's getting. Night rather than night. But she is giving a little bit of a tighter jaw to some of the bits that come before these drop jaw moments to give a little bit of variety and a wee bit more movement to the sound. She's so, so good. She's putting on a little bit of oral twang at certain parts and then taking off the operatic sound to give that little bit of push. That cry, that kind of sound. If she kept all the operatic cry, you would get more of that kind of depth. But she's taken all that off in order to get that really nice sharp bite out of that sound. So, so good. Listen to the way that she attacks the ooh sounds. It's very ooh, ooh. It's very pursed, but she doesn't really purse her lips in an overly dramatic sense. So I'm thinking there's a lot going on with her tongue in that position. Ooh, ooh, ooh. There you go. Ooh. It's a drop larynx. The tongue's raised a little bit more than it would be, and it's giving that rounder sound without having to round the lips. Worked out. There we go. If you have more of an operatic sounding voice, a lot of your focus is going to go into how your vowels sound, differentiating the vowel sounds. Ooh, ah, eh, ee. You get a lot of dynamic out of your vowels, and then the consonants kind of sit somewhere in the middle. Like they're not less important, but they're less focused on than the vowels. So taking that operatic sound and putting on rock lyrics and rock music, you kind of have to give the consonants a wee bit more bite than they normally would if you were singing something in a completely operatic fashion. So I love the way that she's met that challenge. She just has such a good way of blending those two styles together, and it feels really natural and it feels really authentic. Like sometimes you can have this kind of disconnect when something's far too spinny, but I don't get that from her. I get like warmth, if that makes sense. Love it. Wow. Okay, just before she starts singing again, because it looks like she's gonna, I just want to pay a little bit of attention to the rest of the band. They are amazing. So tight, everything's so dense and heavy. Sounds like you're trying to like swim through this wall of sound that doesn't come at you like noise. That's a really hard thing to kind of balance out, but it sounds so well balanced, but also just like so beefy. And I love the way that she's kind of dorky, like the way that she runs around the stage, like points, and she's always got a big massive grin on her face. I cannot help but feel like connected to Tarja when she sings, because she's giving me like everything, all of the enjoyment that she's feeling, I am feeling, and I'm giving it back in spades. That's so important for me when I'm out and listening to live music. If I can see somebody is having like the time of their life, I have the time of my life with them, and I just she's giving me it. She's giving it to me in bags. Love it. I don't know whether this is because of her first language, the language that she speaks, or the operatic tone coming through, but she's modifying these vowels halfway there, rather than there. It could just be a stylistic choice. It could just be a translational thing, but I really like it. Everything feels like it's aimed down the way. Like if you look at Tarja's mouth, she doesn't do much of a spread up the way. It's always like that. The corners of her mouth are always aiming down, like ya he he. It's all aimed down and back, which is unusual to see. Like a lot of folk, when you're trying to get that brightness of sound, they go he and they lift rather than drop down the way. It's a very, very interesting technique that she's got, and it works so well for her as well. Gorgeous. It's so gentle while at the same time being so powerful. She's kind of like everything all at once. It's very hard to explain. A little bit more of a smile on there. She is so good. So good. More than just being a great singer, she just seems like a very nice person. She seems very personable, and that makes me want to root for her even more. So if you've got more Tarja stuff that you want me to listen to, drop it in the comments and we will go and take a look, because that was fun. I just want to like scoop her up. I don't know how big she is, but I'm quite large. I don't know how I could scoop, but we'll try. So I hope you liked that reaction. If you did, please give it a like and a thumbs up down below. And if you want to see more from me, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and anytime I have new content, you will be the first to know. So I guess all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for joining me. And how will we buy this one? I don't know. So I guess all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for joining me, and ooh baby, do you know what that does? It's a subscribe button and it throws you more stuff like Nightwish videos, Tarja and such. Ooh, hit subscribe and watch more stuff. Ooh, hit subscribe and watch more stuff. Love you, Belinda. Love you too. Bye.